I'm an artist. 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 Hi, I'm Moriah Costa, and I'm an artist. I tell people that I am an artist, but sometimes I find it difficult to tell people about what I do, or even say the word artist, and describe what I do as a hobby or something that I do on the side. Webster's dictionary says an artist is one who professes a professional practice of an imaginative art. As society, we have stereotypical ideas of what an artist is. They spend their days in a cafe writing poetry or in a studio painting all day. But in reality, that's not necessarily how art works. Some artists do live in a studio in New York City and travel the world, but many don't. And I certainly don't. I have a full-time job, and art is just, well, something that I do at night that I find time to do. But that doesn't mean I'm not an artist. One of the best ways to talk to people about your art is to describe to them what exactly you do. So hi, I'm Moriah Costa, and I'm a mixed media book artist. I chose the term book artist rather than art journals because people don't really know what I mean when I say art journaling, but they vaguely understand what a book artist might do. A lot of my books are themed, so the art itself becomes the book rather than the particular pages. So I make books or I create in books. And I use different techniques, hence the reason mixed media. I use collage. I might create using watercolor, a combination of the two. With this one I used some stamps and then I drew on it. I used a variety of different techniques. In this journal, this was actually a travel journal, I used kind of mostly just mixed media, and it's kind of a different style than my other ones. This is like for Christmas wrappings, and this is like the Christmas dinner menu. Lots of, here again I did, this is a watercolor, but it's on gesso, so it came out in this kind of dreamy kind of looking way. This was a postcard that I found, and of course mushrooms. Lots of collage. Collage probably is what I do the most, but I use other forms as well. Did a lot of journaling in here that I don't necessarily do in my other journals, but because it was a travel journal and I wanted to remember what was going on, that's why I journaled more. Again, some watercolors. This is just a collage, and then I did a very simple drawing just to kind of remember that Toulouse, the kind of the skylight. Some more watercolors, collage and writing. This was actually inks, so very different technique. And then these journals are actually just, I did not make hand bind them. This is a Delusions journal, and this is a moleskin. But these are kind of my first, this is one of my first art journals. And again, this is much more experimenting. It's a little pocket. This is when I was kind of trying to figure out my style. And so I use a lot of different techniques. So here I use a lot of paint. I put this collage image, or this magazine image down, and then just kind of did a bunch of paint over it. Again, lots of darker colors as I was trying to figure it out. This is ink. Some watercolor and acrylic, some acrylic and collage, some collage and pen, some of that ink and kind of a collage element, magazine clipping. Very collage. Started to develop more of my style at the end of this journal. And then this is some, I don't know what to call this, it's a Japanese type of fabric, or not fabric, paper, with some, I think it was watercolor, and then I put some white paint over it to create kind of that dreamy feeling. Combination of paint, watercolor, inks, collage, lots of different things going on here. And again, mostly acrylic and some thread as well. I learned that technique from Vanessa. So you see in my later stuff, I start doing more textures and things like that. And so that's kind of why I use the term mixed media, because as you can see going through here, while I do use a lot of collage techniques, I don't just do collage. I do a lot of other things. I use painting, I do stamps, I do inks, thread, texture, lots of different things going on. And so just saying that I'm a collage artist doesn't necessarily work. Like there I have some markers. Again, a marker, some pen, mixed media, lots of different washi tape, lots of different things going on here. So when talking to people about your art, I suggest that you think of a description or a sentence that best describes what you do. Are you an illustrator? Do you paint? Maybe you do calligraphy. Talking about art isn't always easy, but the more that you talk about it, the easier it becomes.